Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Vincent. I'm back with another video, and it's been a while since you've seen my face. Probably about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe. I don't remember the last video. But I'm back, and I'm better, and I hope that you guys are here and are happy to watch another video from me. But today we're gonna do a little reaction video. We're gonna react to racism in the anime community. Makes no sense. It's by QJusYapping. Sorry, QJusYapping. Yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it and let you guys know how I feel about it and how you guys feel about it. And as always, man, if you like the video, comment down below what you think. And stay tuned real quick. I have something to show you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. After that, we'll get straight into the reaction. But for now, roll it. Our first video in a minute, man. Especially reaction video. Without further ado, man, get into it.
When you get isekai'd into this world, you don't have a choice as to what class you are. Some of us pop in as a mage, some of us pop up as a brawler. Me, I ended up as black. As you all probably know by now, this class is a pretty controversial one. Some might even say that it has the highest difficulty level out of all.
Fucking South Park shit. Yo, highest difficulty level might be real. I can't lie.
The classes. But despite all of these things, I love being black.
Hey man, there's nothing better than being comfortable in your own skin. And I agree. I love being black as well.
Also love anime. And nothing will ever change
Facts.
that, but for some reason it feels like there's a lot of people that don't want any individuals of my skin color to be a part of anime culture. I feel like more than ever in the 21st century, there's a racist epidemic spreading like wildfire amongst people who don't even really care and just want to make edgy jokes, and it's affecting all corners of the internet. Now, you guys see my channel, all right? I'm not a super political guy. I make irreverent comedy videos about Japanese media, but with all the racially charged events that have been happening lately with ICE and the president of this country, and with all the politics going on in the nerd community itself, I thought this would be the best time to make a video about racism in the anime community and how it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes no sense. I'm very curious about what he's about to say, but it makes no sense at all. At all.
There's one moment that I remember vividly to this day. I was sitting on the couch in my living room watching Naruto Shippuden, and my dad walks by and makes a comment. "Why do you watch all of these whitewashed cartoons? I've never seen you watch anything with black people in it." And to that I respond, "These characters aren't white, they're Japanese." At this point when I said this, Naruto himself was on the screen, which gave this guy the perfect ammo. He says to me, "There's no way you're gonna tell me a character with blonde hair and blue eyes is Japanese." And at that point, I was stuck. Little 14-year-old me didn't know how to respond to that. Comments like that made me think of how black people were depicted in Japanese media in the 90s, where rather than
Yeah, we definitely didn't look like this. I can assure you. Yeah, nah. The Japanese media, how black people used to look in some of them animes is insane. And yeah, we didn't look as cool as this. Gachakucha is one of the rare ones. I know, what is it? Hunter x Hunter, they did a really good job. I can't even think of any other ones right now, but those two come to mind immediately, Hunter x Hunter and Gachakucha for sure.
them just being a regular character with black skin, they were more like caricatures of what the
Yeah, the old Dragon Ball shit, bro. Yes, with the fucking weird ass lips. Yeah, and then don't forget Mr. Popo. Still don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that one.
mangaka thought black people looked like. The most famous examples are characters like Staff Master Black, Mr. Popo, and Choco Love McDonald. What the fuck is that?
Choco Love McDonald. I ain't never even heard of, bro. Who the fuck is that?
That name. They all kind of had the same features: black skin and comically large lips. Now, it's no secret that black people in the real world have larger features, but I think it's more so the big ass lips that piss people off. It was way too reminiscent of the class.
Oh, Drake, I forgot about this. That Adonis freestyle.
classic blackface. Now, do I believe these mangaka are inherently racist? No. Back then, the population of black people in Japan was lower than my credit score, not even reaching the thousands. Also, social media wasn't as big of a thing as it is now, so a Japanese person could probably go their entire life without seeing a black person. So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that it wasn't necessarily racism, but more so just misinformation, depicting black people how white people would depict us in their media.
Yes, I agree with that. I have heard stories about people being in Japan, black people specifically, where they would genuinely ask questions like just out of curiosity because they just didn't know the answer to it, and they only know what they seen in the propaganda media. And back in the day, all that stuff was just black people are evil, black people look like monkeys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like it makes sense. It makes sense in a somewhat, but sometimes it doesn't make sense because you have to educate yourself in order to grow, and just taking somebody else's word for what another group of people looks like feels unsatisfactory. But I do understand it to an extent, but not to a major extent.
Other reason is that a lot of anime characters are incredibly white passing, which makes it a lot easier for lighter skinned people to see themselves in these characters. Not to mention that some of these stories don't always take place in Japan. While yes, most of these are fictional settings, some of these stories do mimic places like London or even older civilizations like Rome, which are of course predominantly white. This made it really easy for new fans to exclude black people from the equation. I think another reason for this racism has to deal with how children were ostracized for liking anime at such a young age. From my experience, I wasn't able to find too many other black children that were interested in anime the way I was. And most of the color kids that saw I was interested in that stuff would say things like, "Oh, you like that weird white people stuff," which caused a schism.
I never got the weird white people stuff. I guess, I mean, we probably grew up in a different time too. Usually you just got like, oh, you like that weird cartoon shit. Like, it was just always something weird, like weird something, weird this, weird that. Like, it was like, it wasn't, most people just felt like it wasn't made for black people for some reason. Like, it was just randomly made for some, I don't know who they thought it was made for, but like, you watch cartoons all the time, kid. Like, Rugrats, Scooby-Doo, Flintstone, like, grew up watching all type of cartoons. I don't know what made anime so weird. Maybe it was the body and the jiggle, jiggle physics. Maybe how they like sexualize some of the characters, but like it still didn't necessarily warrant all the hate it got, in my opinion.
Between many black children and their culture, but nowadays it's a lot different. There are so many black and brown people coming out and expressing their love for all things anime and manga, and crazy impressive strides are being made in the community, like DreamCon, an anime convention for
I think they do get credit, but I don't think they get a lot of credit. Like King Vader, Caleb City, Dante, RDC World, man. I think they changed the way that a lot of people see anime, man. Like they changed a lot, especially RDC back in like what 7-10 years ago when they first started making sense. It's probably a bit longer than that, but like, bro, they really changed it, man. They changed the way a lot of black people see anime, and like the DreamCon is lit. Like they made their own con, which is also lit. Like I appreciate what they did for anime, man. Like more than anything, I appreciate what they did for anime, because a lot of people didn't really get why people watched it until they started making the funny skits and like started making fun of, not fun of anime, but like, you know, just like the anime stereotypes. And I thought that really helped a lot. A lot of people watch their skits. You might not watch anime, but you've seen RDC skits. Don't matter who you are. I know you've seen RDC skits. You might not have seen King Vader or Caleb City or Dante, any of them, but you've definitely seen this.
For black people by black people, but more importantly, the people who actually make anime and manga have become more inclusive and have since added way more black
How did I forget about your Ichi? What the hell? Yeah.
Representation
and Afro Samurai. What am I talking about? There's so many different depictions of black people in anime that were actually pretty good.
That leads into my next point. Messages about equality and accepting people no matter the size, shape, or color are plastered throughout the most popular anime and manga. There are
100%.
so many examples of this, but I want to focus on one of the most popular series of the modern day, One Piece. In One Piece, there are clear themes about accepting people for who they are, and instead of judging them by race, you should judge them by their actions. This is especially apparent with characters like Arlong.
Yes, during the Fisherman Island arc, as well as the Arlong Park arc, it's definitely been depicted very well. One Piece does a great job of doing this, and I love. One of the reasons that I love One Piece, I wasn't really a huge One Piece, as you guys know, fan in the beginning, but man, I love One Piece. So good.
And the entire fishman population, with fishmen being discriminated against for being different from the human race. They are seen as inferior and even used as slaves. Of course, there are martyrs that try to advocate for fishmen and mend the relationship with humans, like Queen Otohime or Fisher Tiger, but they're ultimately killed for their progressive behavior. And as this hate persists, it indoctrinates the youth like Arlong and Hody Jones to become products of the racism that plagued their country, retaliating against humans in any way they can. The most important part of this is that the way Eiichiro writes this is to clearly show that racism, bigotry, and hating people because of something they cannot control is wrong and evil. This is shown by Luffy, the main character, not only defeating racism on the fishman side, but the human side as well. And remember, One Piece is one of the most popular stories in the history of stories. And yet there are people that will partake in this racist behavior and still be fans of One Piece. If Luffy existed in real life, y'all would get the Charlos treatment. Not to mention that these themes are also plastered in almost every other anime story. Like,
hey, don't forget, he did punch a lot of people that were racist. Remember, he also got the blood transfusion. So, like, in most places, in most communities, I mean, back in the day, that would be like a hell no. Like, you're insane, you're blood mixing, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, hell no. So, that is also an important thing that happened in the show as well during that Fisherman Island arc. Like, bro, they touched a lot of points that, you know, it doesn't make sense for a lot of people that say they don't like one group of people versus another. Like, it makes no sense. Like, you can't be a fan of One Piece and say stuff like that. You can't be a true fan, at least.
Attack on Titan, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, Full Metal Alchemist, Beastars, Code Geass, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Maggie, Black Clover, Mobile Suit Gundam. Jesus Christ. Do I have to say more? But somehow racism still runs rampant in the community. I don't get it. Like, it truly doesn't make any sense. One of the most recent victims of this vitriolic behavior is Ashley Gail Paxton. Ashley was a 19-year-old black UCLA student that found joy in cosplaying her favorite anime and video game characters. She amassed a pretty big following under the handle Squid Kid 1111 for her pretty accurate cosplays. However, she would receive a bunch of racist, bigoted, and overall nasty comments because of the color of her skin. Comments like Migga, Blacku, and Shark Nigga. I know most people wouldn't show the comments, but I think it's important to see because it stresses my point that these people are being edgy and racist because they want to be funny without any regard for the person behind these comment sections.
Exactly. Like, they don't give a fuck, bro. It's like, it makes no sense, man. Like, none of that shit was a joke. Like, I agree with what he's saying on the screen right now. Like, definitely condolences to Abigail's family, but it's crazy that people just comment stuff like that under people's videos and think that shit's funny, bro. It's never been funny. Like, I don't understand why people think that stuff is funny. Like, it's never been funny, bro. Like, everybody that tries to make a joke and like, I was just being funny. Like, nah, bro, it's not funny. Especially when you've been ostracized your whole life. It's not funny, bro. And it hurts people differently. And people react very differently. There's different ways to react, and there's some ways that people react that end tragically, just like her situation. Like, it's not funny, bro.
She would end up taking her own life. It's truly a tragic story for someone so young. But I don't only want to focus on the negatives. Let's be progressive. It seems like these bigots don't want us to see ourselves in any of these characters. And they also feel like these characters shouldn't be depicted in blackness, and specifically blackness, because I rarely see any hate for the Mexican free-run memes. In any space, black people have always had to kick down the door and let themselves in despite what any racists have to say. And that's no different here. We have to stop begging Japanese people to give black people more representation, and we have to be the ones to represent ourselves. One thing I can say about the black anime community is that we're always begging for representation, but then we overlook the actual black creators that are giving us exactly what we want. There are people that are actually making strides and already putting us first in their original creations. If we want to see more representation, the best way to get it is to make it ourselves. And even when they hate on that, that just exposes them for being extra evil and racist.
100%.
Fuck them niggas, we ball. Go support professional stories like Half is More by Yoko Fujimi, who is actually a mixed race black and Japanese mangaka. Go support stories like Clock Striker and Apple Black, both written by black authors. Frederick L. Jones and White Manga. Very ironic name choice, but I promise he's black. There's even smaller creators that create amazing colored manga. Ruthless Render by Didi Mark, Golden Mist by Red F Manga, and even me with Crystal Wars, link in the description. At the end of the day, we have to be the change that we want to see. Because no matter how much it doesn't make sense for people to be racist in this community, that's always gonna persist against black people. With everything that's going on, us black nerds have to band together. That's why we have to support things like RDC and DreamCon. We have to support the indie mangaka that are representing us in their works. And we also have to support the actual professional Japanese mangaka like Kei Urana that puts tons of black characters in their work. As long as we continue to band together, the minority will become the majority.
Hey man, that was a great video. Definitely a great video. I liked a lot of the stuff he talked about in this video. And yeah, man, I'm not gonna talk too much on this outro, but I'm just let you guys know that I do have a video coming out for you guys. It's not anime related. It's me rebuilding my PC. I decided to make a video of that. It's just me rebuilding it with some lo-fi music in the background, me talking a little bit here and there. But I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna put that out pretty soon. But I wanted to get you guys a video. I'm still working on my retrospective of Darling in the Franxx. Yeah, and I still have that one series that you guys want me to watch, Oshiko. So I'm still gonna watch that and give you guys my episode feedback. It's 3 seasons, so it's gonna take me a while. As we all know, I actually really forgot how long it was, but yeah, we'll see what happens. And as always, man, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one, man.